What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. If you're new here, on Sunday nights I get on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I draw all kinds of stuff. And I bring you along for the ride, and I show you what I'm thinking about as I'm drawing, and talk to you in the chat. And we just chat about whatever. Comic books and all the things that are hot and what are not, and if nobody's talking, I share with you what I'm thinking as I'm drawing. And so if you don't have the patience to sit around and watch me draw as I'm drawing it, I want to start presenting a sped up version of the Sunday night draw stream, and give you just the quick snippets as a video instead of doing it live. There is a little bit more pressure as I'm doing it live, and I'm juggling all the buttons that need to be pressed and interacting with the chat. So with this, I'm going to just give you the abridged version of the Sunday night draw stream. So this was something that I drew a couple of weeks ago. I did a two-parter for a treasury-sized edition of a sketch cover, and obviously this is Superman versus Spider-Man. So it's been 50 years, I want to say, that this came out, and 1976 DC published a crossover for the first time, and it was a big deal. And now 50 years later, they need the money again, and so Marvel and DC are getting together. And as I record this, I did pick up the latest issue of Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man, and I thought it was really good. I thought the story was pretty good. I thought the artwork was good. Not all of the stories in the comic were good. There are, I believe, 5 or 6 stories in the $8 comic, but it might be $8 because I bought the sketch cover version of that too, and I did end up reading most of them. Some of them I had no interest in reading, but I read that. But here I am drawing the Superman. I'm using a pose that I'm grabbing from a book called Masters of Anatomy that I picked up off of Kickstarter a couple of years ago, and it has been a lifesaver as far as artist block, those kinds of things. If I'm in a pinch, I pull open that book. I actually have the pages torn out so that I can more easily handle them when I need to. Now I just snap a picture of the pose on my phone, and that helps me to be able to locate the picture and be able to handle my phone as I use the poses. But I am back at where I started when I first became a fan of comic books, with using the same style that I saw back then, popularized by Jim Lee and Willis Bertaccio and Dale Keown and all these guys, where they're using a lot of lines, and the rendering is just there's a fade to the artwork. So that's what I'm employing here, and it's been really fun to get back into that mindset of how shadows drop, and how to create texture and just shadow and mood and all the things. So that's what I've been doing for the last few months, even in my independent comic book that is up to issue number 8. Issue number 8 is I'm waiting for all the colors to come back so that I can send it off to the printers. But I was hoping that I would have it done by now, but I was 2 weeks late, and so I can hardly blame the other parts of the team that are not able to meet the deadline that I pushed back 2 weeks. So, but I do I did start employing some of those techniques, that style, that 90s art style, back into my artwork for Alpha Red issue number 8. So I'm excited for people to see it. I really like how it turned out, and I like the story, and I like the artwork with the revisit to the 90s style. So here's the other half of the the drawing. This is the friendly neighborhood hero himself. So on the draw stream, I'll just talk about anything, and so I feel like I should bring up that the trailer for Spider-Man One More Day, or was it One More Day? New Day? Brand New Day is what it's called. That just dropped, and it's breaking the internet, apparently. I know I've watched it, 5 or 6 times. So I am guilty of at least 5 or 6 of those views, of those millions, hundreds of millions of views that it's had in the past 5 days. So, but yeah, I would talk about this kind of stuff on the draw stream if you're interested in hanging out with us. 8 p.m. on a Sunday night. That's Eastern Standard Time. And I promote my comic. That's a black and white version there that I'm holding and using as a non-smear tool, so that my hand doesn't drag across wet inks and ruin the picture. So that is it's a wrestling-centric issue of Alpha Red. Alpha Red is the name of my independent comic book. Thus, the channel is called the Alpha Red Comic Channel. So, but I really, Spider-Man's my favorite. Well, he was, I used to say Spider-Man's my favorite, but Alpha Red really is my favorite. I think about I think of no other superhero more than Alpha Red. So Alpha Red is just my favorite now. But if Alpha Red didn't exist, Spider-Man would be my number one. That's what really got me into comics, was Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man way back in 1990, I want to say. 1991, whenever that came out. It was very exciting for me. And that's what sent me down the road to collecting comics. Always liked comics, read a few comics, picked them up whenever I could, but there was something about Spider-Man's run when Todd McFarlane relaunched it with Spider-Man #1. I just had to have them all, and then of course came X-Force and X-Men. I wasn't quite into X-Force as much as I was X-Men, and then of course that's where I found my love for Jim Lee and his art style, and it really did supersede Todd McFarlane's his art style, because Todd McFarlane has just such a unique art style that it's just fun to look at, whereas with Jim Lee, it felt achievable, even though he was obviously a master at the craft. I felt like I could draw something that looked a little bit more like Jim Lee's art than with Todd McFarlane's art. So with the coloring, that's the end of that video, and then I think that's the end of that video, and then I jump back in and we'll color the rest of it here. But as I lay down the colors for any artwork, I do the light ones, the light colors first, and then I go back in and darken it. As you'll see here, I use an orange marker for the red because it just dries almost red. And then when I need to drop a shadow to create that depth, I use the actual red, and it comes out like almost brown, but it is a good 1-2 punch of orange and red. And if you saw me there, I was using a blue Sharpie highlighter to lay down the lighter blue, and then I go back in with the actual light blue Sharpie. But I hope you guys will join me. I do recommend the new Alpha Red. I do recommend Alpha Red too, but the Superman versus Amazing Spider-Man that just came out, I do recommend it. It was fun. It was a fun, good read. So run out and pick that up. And I hope to see you drop in on my Sunday night draw stream also. So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what I'll do this week, but it's always fun. Always fun. And you get to ask me whatever you want to ask me about, and I tell you all about what I'm up to. So until next time, everybody, go out and buy this comic and watch Jim Lee draw Gambit again. So until next time, friends, grace and peace. We out.